welcome to another exciting episode on Conversations with Jumie. Thank you for always watching and staying tuned to Biscan TV channel 108 on Go TV. Now, it's a Valentine special, and now this question that I've been asked very often, that what do men actually want in a woman they want to date? But I think the bigger question is, why are some men overly interested in some ladies more than others? Now, I believe that the answer to this question is something deeper than looks, even if I think that looks are also very important to men. It's something very deep, what a man is seeking for in a woman. I mean, they don't really tell you these things, but when you're among their cliques, they say to each other. So, I and my guest will be discussing and just diving into what a man is really interested in a woman. And this term, wife material, what does it really mean? Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. So, I'm joined by John. Now, I don't want to mention the other name because I don't know. You said that's the name that your parents gave you, like it's in your birth certificate, or you gave yourself?
I was actually given.
By who?
A group of friends while I was growing up. I used to love Sicilian movies a lot, and I adopted a character for myself, so I was named after that character.
So what's the name?
Corleone.
Corleone.
Yeah.
So what was the attribute of Corleone in that movie?
Well, he was a no-nonsense person, a very principled person. We don't break. We kind of bend the rules a little, but we keep it stringent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So today we'll be discussing it's a Valentine special, so I'll be talking on things that are concerned with dating, a relationship. But before we go into the art of the matter, now we're talking, and you said you did something very serious that your parents bashed you on. You resigned from your job. It's supposed to be a lucrative job, but you said it was not as lucrative as it's supposed to be. But I feel that at least you are probably on the right path. At least you're in a place whereby there's possibility that something good can come out of it. But you still resign after how many months again?
After 22 months.
So what made you do that?
Well, we all know the country that we are in, and first of all, we don't usually pursue our passion because our parents kind of influence the process before we get to the stages at which we can actually make choices. And because of that, I was kind of influenced to go into engineering, science, and science in general, which wasn't really my thing. I think I didn't really have the gift for that, but so we wiggled our way to the top. We graduated, and
let me just pass and just leave.
Exactly. Let's just do what Mama said we should do. Get her the papers, laminate it, make sure rat doesn't fit it, and we're going with what. But actually, what actually made me to make that decision was along the line I discovered that the job wasn't, like I told you, as lucrative as we initially thought it was. Well, it's a seafarer's job. I studied marine engineering, and after that there were a few opportunities, and I picked the best one as at the time. But when I later discovered that it wasn't what was best for me in life, I had to put the ink to paper, and then I left. It was after 22 months. So
I must say that that's a bold move you took there. So sincerely, how has it been ever since you resigned? From Nigeria Ports Authority?
Yes. Okay. I was with the Nigerian Ports Authority. Just like every other thing in life, you have to jump at a point. You jump. Sometimes you have a parachute, sometimes you don't. Even when you have a parachute, you may jump and then it fails to open. So it's a risk. I took it knowingly, and it's paying off.
So they are
because
saying
we are still
it's paying off.
It's paying off because
you're right.
Yes.
Now So are you telling me there's lots of goodies in writing? Lots of money in there. Because I'm also looking for things to venture into.
Okay.
So you're advising me now.
I can take you as my apprentice if you want.
What has it been writing for? You write for companies or?
Yes, I write for establishments that need writing services, content writing. I do my own personal writing.
But is that field actually lucrative in this part of the world?
Right now we are not limited by where we are.
Okay.
You can get your services from here to wherever in the world, as long as you know how to use your platforms. So right here, selling your services, writing services around this locality is a little bit aback. So, but if you get across, it's very lucrative.
All right. Fair enough. So, and I wish you success in the entrepreneurship world. I mean, it will pay off eventually. Seriously, it will.
Of that, I'm confident. If I wasn't, I wouldn't move.
Yes,
I was very confident.
Just that people's perception of entrepreneurship is, when everything has failed. That's our mentality here. When everything has failed.
Let me try my own. Let me try selling bombs.
So why I'm actually more into bombs?
When you want to start selling bombs, that's entrepreneurship. But if you have started earlier, maybe you would have owned it.
You don't really hear stories of people who resign from their jobs, good jobs, and going to. But that's a bold move, and I commend you for that. So let's go to the heart of the matter. The reason why we are here.
Okay.
So Valentine is okay now. When you hear the term wife material, what comes to mind? People say, she's wife material, she's this, she's that. So what comes to mind, and what are the qualities of a lady who be termed wife material and the one who we don't see as wife material? Although every girl have that iota of wife materialism in them.
Well, you can say everybody has an iota of that. Every lady does have.
Really? Are you sure about that?
An iota, you said.
Yes. Okay.
It would be too condemning of me to say somebody doesn't have at all.
Okay.
But everybody has to a degree. But then when somebody like me, because like I said, it is opinionistic. Like it's what I think may be different from what some other person thinks. But when I hear the term wife material, a lot of things comes to mind, because I am one person that firstly believes that the success of a man greatly depends on his association with women, more so the woman
I concur.
Yes, decides to marry. I'm very serious. Like, things as deep as whether you go to hellfire or hell even depends on the kind of woman you are with.
Can you expatiate on that?
Of course, of course, because when you want to take a wife, it's kind of a part of you, and if you cannot control this part of you, then you have to take the consequences for not being able to control it. Likewise, if it becomes an advantage to you, like it becomes an asset to you, then you probably have a way to the top easier than you would have yourself. So a wife material for me should have a lot of virtues, some negotiable, some not.
Okay.
Yes, these virtues, these values are what I like to look for in a woman. Yeah, and I think the perspective of the youths about what a wife material is largely doesn't follow what I think it is.
Okay, like what?
For instance, people say when you ask a man what a wife should look like, they begin to define a slave. To a large extent, it's true. I wouldn't like to wash clothes all the weekends, but a lot of people would think that their wife should. If they have kids, that also. But this is what you wouldn't want to do. So apart from that, I think for me, patience is a virtue.
Okay.
I think understanding is a virtue, and most importantly, trust is a virtue. People may think these are just qualities every random person must have, but for a woman it's a little bit more different than that. The scope of what I'm saying is different, because for somebody to be a wife, he needs to handle a lot of responsibilities than the man when it comes to taking care of the home. And these responsibilities depends on the amount of patience this person is going to have to execute on things. For example, I am a man. When things happen, you know, I might not really take the time to examine all of the things involved. But for a woman, I think if the woman doesn't lacks that and the man lacks that, then it's not going to work. Meaning,
now you're really sounding like one kind serious guy. You know what a typical Nigerian guy want to see in a woman first. When you see a woman, there is something you're looking out for before you start talking about.
Okay, that's you are talking about the physical features now.
Yes. Some men will say, okay, well, even if she has all that, my wife has to be fine. She has to be fine. She has to set. That one is. Some men don't want to take all these things seriously.
Me particularly. My wife has to be very beautiful.
So why did you mention that? You're trying to form this thing.
No, there's something you do not understand.
Okay, make me understand.
This is a quality that someone can get along the way.
What's that?
Beauty.
Oh, okay.
But these other ones I was talking about is something, that's why I said there are some negotiable virtues and some non-negotiable. Now, you can't teach somebody patience.
That's
you can't
true.
teach somebody how to understand. But if I'm looking at you, I'm like, I don't like blue dresses. Can you be wearing pink? I like white nails. I like purple hair. No, I can tint a woman to the kind of beauty I want her to have for me. But I can hardly alter our understanding, our mentality, our way of, processing things. Those things are things you can hardly, like really hardly change. So that's why I go for those first before I now talk about the physical attributes, the looks, a woman being presentable, the level of her education. All of those things, I can affect them. I can marry somebody who is not really a graduate and then she can become a graduate in my house. I have no problem with that.
You're not sounding like a 21st century guy. You're not sounding like a 21st century guy. Okay, now, so we are also looking at, why do you think some guys seem to be what's that thing that connects a guy to a lady? Aside from her virtues, what she has inbuilt.
Okay.
What is that thing that a guy would be seeking for in a lady that he might not be able to, he might not find in other girls?
Well, men are naturally moved by sight. So that is why we are mostly attracted to a greater percentage of the women we see.
Okay.
Before you evaluate any woman, you cannot just see somebody and know, okay, this woman has patience and this person has this virtue. But firstly, the physical attributes, by what we see, we tend to, she looks good. There are some kind of imaginations that we concoct in our head that allows us to want to, acquire the attention of that lady.
Okay.
But I think along the way, if we find out that certain things that we would really have appreciated in a woman isn't there, then that's where we kind of let go, and they'll be like, we were used.
Okay. Let us go on this break, and when we come back, I'm going to shake you up a little because you're acting so chill, Daddy. I'll shake you up a little. Let's go on the break. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. So I was asking a few people and I got these responses from them. So one is, a man wants a woman who is compatible with. What's your take on compatibility between a man and a woman? What areas should they be looking at?
Well, compatibility is very important in marriage as like a lifelong association. So you have to obviously consider compatibility. But basically, I think the area of finance, the area of marital understanding, like kids bearing. Your wife shouldn't be needing 2 kids and you're needing 10.
So in a nutshell, being compatible, sharing the same values,
yes,
ideologies about life.
Life, yes. Understanding yourself, not needing different things from life, like compatibility. We must try to see things the same way. You cannot see 100% of the things the same way, but at least 85, 90, 75 is even still good.
Okay, so if we are to place compatibility and love on the same scale, which do you think is more important? Do you think compatibility is so important enough for people to break up? When they love it, they might love each other,
but they're not compatible.
So do you think it can be managed, or once they're not compatible,
well,
there's no going into the relationship?
Well, personally, I think that if you combine a whole lot of attributes for a wife and put them on one side of the scale and then weigh it against love, I think if love doesn't outweigh it, there's no need of you trying. Yes, because love is everything. If there is love, you can adjust compatibility. I might not be comfortable with something, but for the fact that I love the person I want to be with, I might try to adjust my stance on it, and you never can tell. Maybe sooner you will even start enjoying as in where you stand, your position on this adjustment.
Okay.
But if you don't love the person, you won't even want to try.
Okay, so where do you put relationships that are toxic? Because I know that they say they love each other. Okay, for example,
but they are not compatible.
While growing up, we watch movies. Okay, Jim Ike, you know the way Jim Ike professes his love to his girlfriend.
Exactly.
He can buy them the whole world, but once he's angry, it's something else.
It kicks the world away.
To me, that's like being toxic. There's love. I think maybe when the love is just too much, or maybe when the love doesn't have bearing, I'll call it just, meaningless love. You don't know how to spread the love in a very, very adequate and romantic way. So when you say love should outweigh compatibility, I feel that
I'm throwing away essence, right?
Yes.
I don't really think so. You see, like you talked about Jumie right now.
Jumie, the character,
not I know
the person.
Exactly. That's what I'm referring to.
I know. Okay.
The character Jumie tends to reflect somebody who is not very rational. But a lot of people in life are like that. This is temperamental. People don't express love the same way. So compatibility, if you cannot understand the way your partner expresses love, then you are not compatible. But that does not mean that the person does not love you. He just expresses it, or she just expresses it in a different way. So you can learn to adapt to the way the person shows his own love. It's just like mom and dad. Dad has all the love for you just as your mom does. But it's mom that cuddles you to bed, it's mom that sings you lullaby and all of that. But then your dad does a lot of things behind the doors that is still love. That without that love of that dad, it's going to be very difficult for mom to be showing up for your Christmas parties and your graduations.
Alright. So second point is, he wants to be deeply attracted to you. So that's a deep point. That is something that a man is looking for. He wants to be deeply attracted to a woman.
Exactly.
So how do you explain that?
You don't want to wake up every morning and see somebody you're not attracted to lying beside you.
Okay. What are the standards for attraction? I'm asking you personally now. I don't know if your view would it's the view of other guys. I know that you
Yeah.
guys discuss these things in your circle. I know that.
I'm not
You
really
guys are the greatest gossipers, but when the ladies do their own, they act like, oh,
No, we don't gossip. We share information.
Oh, I see.
We share
That's a
information.
subtle way to put it. You
No,
share information.
We share information, but that does not mean we gossip.
Okay.
Well, in terms of attraction,
Mhm.
you see, somebody like me, I'm sapiosexual. I'm attracted to intelligence more than I'm attracted
So when
to.
you wake up in the morning, now you see the intelligence on their face.
No, like when I say I'm attracted to intelligence means you might be very beautiful. If you are
Okay.
not intelligent at some point, we're going to look for somebody that is beautiful and intelligent.
Okay.
Well, yes, but there are some other people that go by other things. Some guys are actually okay, knowing that they have a very beautiful woman. She's presentable. She might not be so understanding, and they're like, I'm going to handle that shit, finance. I'm going to make provision for it. Every other thing, just be beautiful for me. Stay in my house. Let me be able to present you. Hang around my shoulders. Let me take you around. There is that. So attraction comes in. People weight differently.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me personally, I'm attracted to the intelligence more than any other thing. Yeah.
Well, okay. Alright. I hope you're learning one or two. So third is he wants to be able to share his passion with you. Passion. More like
Share passion.
more like
Or be supported in his passion.
be supported, to share, and when he eventually shares with you, you should be able to support his dreams and aspirations in life. So I know that there's some relationship where, apparently in marriage, where the man is not really in support of his wife pursuing a career, or the wife is not really in support of the man
In the kind of career
in
the
the
man
kind of
chooses.
not even career. There's some decisions that a man make that a woman might not really be in support of.
Like what kind of decisions? Except taking a second wife. I don't really think.
Why would you
I don't-
even be in support of that in the first place?
No, I'm not in support of polygamy. I used to say I'd rather be a monk than have two wives. Yes. I can't even handle
Why?
polygamy. No,
Aside from the biblical references,
Apart from
I'm talking
biblical-
about the Christian. I know
Yes.
that Muslims support more than one wife.
maybe five.
That's if you can love all of them equally. But I don't know. It's
They should
really,
just go about their thing. Please see. Really, I'm not one for polygamy. I cannot handle it.
Huh?
Like it's hard enough, handling. I have 3 sisters. I don't have a brother, and my mom. I've basically grew amongst women most of my life, so I don't think, with what I've learned in those experiences, I don't think I'd like to have 2 wives. I don't think I will even survive having 2 wives. So I'd rather be a monk than be that.
Okay, so a good listener. Good listener. So are you a good listener?
Yes, I'm a good listener.
So now my mom usually says something that her son listens to her more than her daughters, and I'm trying to put I can't just sit down and just be
Listening to
Listening to
somebody
something.
when it's not music and it's not Burna Boy. What's good?
I know deep inside. I know deep. My brother just sits there and just look like a statue. It's not like anything is even going into his ear. So how do you reconcile that in a relationship?
Well, listening is also a very important part of a relationship, more so marriage. Women likes people to listen to them.
Yes.
Women likes, because it sort of gives them the satisfaction of attention. They feel that, yes, of course.
Oh my goodness. Satisfaction
Yes,
of attention.
yeah, of course. It makes them feel like
He's
he actually
hearing
like
me out.
he actually cares. See the way he's listening to but I think a woman too ought to know how to listen, because every man goes out, we go through their day, do whatever you want to do, but you want to feel like when you want to come back home, you should have somebody who is going to absorb you, somebody who is going to listen to what you have to say, contribute to it, reciprocate in some ways, give you some ideas as a part of you. Not like you couldn't go out and hang around friends or people, but mostly this is decisions that you're going to take that's going to affect the family, which is you and her in the case of marriage, and you need her to listen to what you have to say, like you what you want to vomit, because let me call it vomit because it's not going to be actually all pleasurable, but she's just going to have to help you sieve, listen, and tell you where she thinks you can, you know.
Okay, so, and lastly, a man wants a woman who shares his goals and dreams, and he also wants a woman who has dreams and goals for herself. But not all men.
Exactly. I just wanted to say I have an objection there,
Okay.
but I wanted you to learn first.
Okay.
I don't think it's every man that wants a woman that has her own dreams and goals.
Do you want a woman that has her dreams and goals?
Yes.
But you see the way you even responded. Yes.
Yes.
What the fear with men wanting a woman who wants what she wants, who knows what she wants for herself?
See, the thing is, women are supposed to be helpers, right? Helpmates.
Yeah.
And if you're a man and you do not have what you need a helper for, then you're going to be scared of what that helper is going to do in her spare time.
Hold on, can you repeat that? If you're a man,
yes, and you do not have what you need an helper for, like you do not have a project in hand, you do not have what you're pursuing, that you actually need somebody to help you with, that means the helpmeet that you have, which is your wife, is actually going to be bored, like she doesn't have what to do. So you are going to be scared as the man as to what she's going to do with that boredom.
are you what kind of analysis is this?
Critical analysis.
Okay. I was thinking you come from the intimidation part.
Well, there is that.
Okay.
And there is also this. See, I used to tell people that do not get married to a career woman and want to end a career. Get married to a woman that does not want a career. If you want a woman to stay in the house, there is no need going out there to kill dreams. I personally, like I said, I'm attracted to somebody intelligent. Intelligence doesn't sit around. Intelligence does something with the essence of intelligence. So I'm obviously going to want a woman who, you know, is career-like, wants to do something. But there are people out there that are like, I know a lot of guys that are like, I'll make enough. You just sit back, take care of my kids. I'll give you whatever the fuck you want.
So I don't know. I'm sure definitely they are going to have daughters one day. Would they support that? Would they allow their in-law their son-in-law to just tell their daughters that we'll just sit down at home, I'm going to provide all you need?
Well, I think it has to do more with the wife more than it has to do with the in-laws. You as a woman, would you just want to sit down because your husband is what, maybe 15 million, 20?
But there's some men that will put a stamp on that this is what I want. So how would they reconcile that?
Well, that's what I was talking about, knowing what the person
before you get
committed.
Yes.
If you know that you don't want to sit at home as a woman, do not get married to a man who has already disclosed that to you pre-marriage, like during the relationship. Yes, because it's really hard to reconcile that. Even when people are like, you can get her into a business, like she can be doing something, just go to a shop. But if the person is not business-like, you say, I invested 1 million, I invested this, and then she crashed it. No, she didn't crash it. She could not manage it because that was not what her passion was for, you know. So
all right. So thank you very much for explaining this point, because I was really getting confused at some of the points there, talking about compatibility, deeply attracted to you, able to share his passion with you, being a good listener. I mean, these are the qualities. So aside from this, what other qualities are you looking for in a woman?
Well,
that would make the relationship last. Before we round up this session,
I think generally women got to understand this about serious relationships and marriage. There are things that are non-negotiable for any man.
Okay.
It's almost like a general thing. Now, I've been having a romantic relationship like the degree of romance you have in a relationship. Yes, the sex might be good and all of that, but if he needs that, he can get it from any sex worker around. If you think about food, you can get it from where the best chefs have been employed. Well, one thing I've always discovered is that a man would always go back to where he has peace. So that's why I think the Bible said something about a nagging woman and the husband not, coming back home. See, so I think peace is a critical thing. Not only men, I think generally everybody wants to go back to where they would have peace.
Yes.
So that term wife material, if you cannot give him peace, everybody has their own rubbishes, everybody has their own dirt, but if you cannot find a way to accommodate that and still give him peace, then you're not his wife. Just let that man go. It belongs to some other. That's one. And two, a man always settles down for stability. Stability is not just having money and buying cars and having houses. Stability is much more than that. Stability is finding no reason to be worried for no reason. Yes, you might be in your office and you have a lot of people working for you and you're stressed out, you're giving orders, you have the money coming in, the company is growing, but if you do not have that stability when you get back home or in your private time, something that actually makes you feel the real value as a man outside your worth, then it's
alright,
more like empty.
Thank you so much for that insightful revelation. And I hope we've been able to learn one or two, because people keep asking, okay, what am I doing wrong? These are some of the things that we don't know that we're doing wrong, and we just need to just imbibe as part of our qualities. So when we get back from this break, we'll go for our games. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to the show. So it's time for our game. You're supposed to clap.
I forgot about that when I left secondary school.
Hey. Okay, so we'll start from word form trivia. So that's the scrambled letters up there. So you're supposed to form a word from that and from more words from the compound word. That's VELTRA. VELTRA. So what word is that? Smart man.
I think that's travel.
Travel. So let's get more words from that. From travel. And as you're forming the words, you say the letters.
I think real. I can see real.
Okay, REAL. So now I'm gonna ask you: have you been real throughout our conversation?
I've been so real.
Be so real. Okay, so
I
more
be
words.
any more real.
More words from that.
Velt.
Velt. What's the meaning of that?
Well, if you play Scrabble, you will know Velt.
No, you have to tell us the meaning. Well, if you play Scrabble.
I said real and you did not ask what real was.
Probably I don't know the meaning of Velt. You can't come and be forming words here for us. You have to say the meaning of the words you're forming.
Well, those are words I learned on Scrabble too.
Okay, so more words. Okay, I can see travel. Yeah, to go on a journey. TRAVEL. We've gotten 3 words from that. So I need to investigate that veil to say it.
Yes, I can see let. L-E-T.
Okay, L-E-T. Okay. All right. So what other word do we have there? I can see VAL. Val, but I don't think val is an English word.
We can approximate it.
But not doing for one English here. Val. I don't think it's an English, but let's just because it's not Valentine season.
So, it's around the air already, so we can just.
Yeah. So VAL.
I would agree.
So I can see ravel. RAVL. I can see ravel. And then what is that word? Did you say TA? Mr. Darius, He's trying to help us get more words from that. Alright. Okay, I think that's about it.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's all the words I can
that's
get.
all the words.
That
right?
I can get.
That you can get.
Yes.
Alright.
That I can get.
Alright. Okay, alright. Round of applause.
Oh.
So, celebrity trivia. So, are you very conversant, or are you knowledgeable about our celebrities here?
When you mean here, you mean in Nigeria?
Yes.
Let's say 35%.
35%. Okay, so you are going to mention 5 top Nollywood actors and 10 A-list artists. 5 top Nollywood actors, 10 A-list music artists. You got 60 seconds. 60 seconds. So where do we start from? Let's start from
the Nollywood actors.
Okay, so top 5. Your top 5, not
my top 5.
Yes.
Okay. The Godfather, Peter Edochie.
60 seconds.
I don't really know all of their names. There is Ngozi Eziono,
Okay.
there is Jumie, there is Genevieve Naji, and of course Inyedu. I won't leave her out.
But leaving Jumie, because I mentioned Jumie in our conversation. That's an expo, so for another name that we don't mention.
I don't know. Tonto Dike.
Okay, alright, that's 5. So music now.
Music, I think we can go with the alias, right? Because I don't really know them by their real names.
Okay, of course, yes.
Okay. A-list. Well, we have the king of the street, Olamide. We have MI, the king of rap.
Okay.
We have his boy Vector.
Okay, 3.
We have Mr. Real. We have CDQ. We have Burna Boy. We have Davido. I wouldn't like to mention Whiskey because I don't like that nigga.
Why don't you like him? Why?
I just don't like him. Like, I don't see him influencing anything for the society, despite where he has. He has in the point he has gotten to. So I'll take Banky W instead of him.
Okay, I don't know. I thought we should still put Banky W on this list.
Yes, now. Okay, because he's now.
I don't.
Because he's now a politician or something.
When last, like the longer I heard him sing a song.
Well, I won't leave out women.
Yeah, of course.
Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
She's.
Random. Wait, hold
then
on.
there is
You picked Whiskey, you did not pick you did not pick Whiskey, I picked Tiwa Savage.
Yeah.
Okay, how is she influencing?
She's a woman. She's not really influencing like that because she's not at the level that Whiskey is in terms of when you talk about finances. I mean, and this city Tiwa Savage getting her own personal show in the US. Don't do that. Even this little Naira Marley now. Kind of. I'm not in Mali now. I actually went to school and I have my belt on.
But he went to school.
Hmm?
Naramali went to school. He has a good degree.
So why is he telling people to drop out of school and fling their belts?
I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Until he clears me up on that, I'm not a Malian.
Alright.
I keep my sanity.
No, all Mayans get vexed with you. There's so many of them there. Can you see one? Alright, and with that we come to the end of this episode on Conversations with Jumie. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much
for gracing this segment. Until we come your way next week, I remain Jumoke Adeoti Aino. Thank you for watching.